What's up, nerds? It's NerdJosh25 back with another Paldea League Colosseum battle, and today we're going to be taking on the Fairy-type gym leader, Mickey. I've never really battled Mickey before. This is the first time me going up against him, and hopefully we get on a winning streak here. I know the last couple of matches have not gone my way, but hoping to turn that around today against Mickey. So let's dive into the battle. Now for this team, I wanted to go into another Sunset team, so I went with my Sun team again. And as we start off the battle, it's pretty much going in my favor, I would say, right away, as he leads with his Grimmsnarl and Sylveon, and I lead with Entei and Grimmsnarl on my own. And to start off, I want to get some damage over on his side real quick, so I decided to go with the Iron Head, and I target down his Grimmsnarl, and I wanted to Spirit Break his Sylveon with the threat of Throat Spray with Hyper Voice. I wanted to try to keep that damage down low for the time being. Now, I could have Light Screen there. I probably should have, but I was thinking to be hyper offensive in this match. I want to be aggressive right off the start because I'm going physical, and he, like right there, he set up a Light Screen, and we go that. Does over half damage. Now, what I really could have done here was I could have doubled down into Sylveon here because it's more of an offensive threat than the Grimmsnarl is. And right there, the Yawn going into my Entei slot, that is problematic for me right off the bat. I know I have at least another turn here, so I look through, I'm like, can I switch someone out? And I'm like, no, I don't want to have the taunt, the Yawn going back and forth. So I decided to Iron Head into Sylveon, and then I decided to Spirit Break into the Grimmsnarl. Kind of flip-flopping targets here. I really should have set up some screens, like as his goes for the Reflect there. But here comes Entei with Iron Head into Sylveon. Makes it live on probably a sliver of HP, but Grimmsnarl comes in, knocks out Puck. We'll send him back to the Mythical Forest. And then here comes Hyper Voice into Grimmsnarl, does well over half damage. Doesn't really do much to Entei there. But after that turn, right there, Throat Spray is activated, so it is down back to base special attack for that Sylveon. But now Entei is asleep, and automatically I'm trying to figure out what can I do here. And so his next Pokemon coming up, and I'm trying to figure out who can I swap into as a safe bet in order to, you know, keep it in the game, not really give him an edge. And he sends out Primarina right away, and Primarina is a very strong Pokemon. The Liquid Voice ability is really cool, especially with how versatile it can make Primarina. But I decided to go for a Light Screen here, and I swap out my Entei. And I decided to bring out Torkoal here, so I can set up the Sun to try to minimize that damage of Primarina. But Drought's activated. Gonna get a Light Screen up here, cutting down the special attack in half, and make ourselves more defensively sound. Here comes Hydro Pump, connects. Still does a lot to Torkoal. I feel like if the Sun and Light Screen was not up, it would have not. And there goes my Grimmsnarl. Hyper Voice is still effective, but Torkoal is living on 34 HP right there. And so I'm basically out 2 Pokemon right now because Entei's asleep and it's not going to wake up anytime soon. I decided to go into my Venusaur here. Note, at the time of this recording, I did not switch the nicknames around, but that is the same one from my battle against Nick that you guys watched, and it did not go my way. But here we go. I'm going to Solar Beam into Sylveon, and I'm going to Sleep Powder the Primarina to try to neutralize that Water-type threat on the field, because I need my Torkoal around as long as possible because it can hit multiple targets, and also it's a very tough battler. So Sleep Powder connects with Primarina. Again, status clauses are in effect in this battle, so I'm going to put one Pokemon to sleep until it would wake up from the Sleep Powder. Same with Paralysis, deliberately paralyzing the other opposing Pokemon. But they go for Shadow Ball into my Venusaur here. I was kind of confused on why he did that. It doesn't really do a lot, but here comes Solar Beam. I feel like he was trying to target down my Torkoal slot with his Primarina on that one. But here we go. Solar Beam goes off and takes out Sylveon. Quick and easy. Good turn there. We're doing fine. And so I'm trying to figure out what can I do next. I got to figure out who he's got in his back slot. I know that Zacian is in the back there. That is one that I'm worried about the most. Zacian is a very powerful Pokemon. I actually found out that afterwards, he's the reason why they don't let it have the crown form, but he brings in his Galarian Weezing here. Now, Misty Surge, a fun thing about this is I didn't really pick up on the fact that it had Misty Surge. I thought it had the neutralizing gas ability. And so I'm thinking I don't get any chlorophyll speed for Venusaur, but I just assumed that it was faster than every Pokemon out there. I didn't even take into account the sun because, again, I don't notice that the Misty Surge is on the field. I go for Solar Beam, connect to the Primarina, bring it down to yellow, 1/4 of its HP remaining. And Flamethrower goes into Venusaur. Does a little over half damage. We're still hanging on strong, but we're going to Earth Power into Dimmadome here, and does a little, about, I would say, probably 1/5 of the damage here. And it's got leftovers, so that's a good thing to know. And we go right back at it with Torkoal. We're going to set up a Heat Wave here. I wanted to try to get multiple targets hurt, and I feel like Stab, Heat Wave, and the Sun is going to do more damage than Earth Power into the Galarian Weezing, even though it's super effective against that type. But Solar Beam goes off here, and we connect, taking out the Primarina. And end on a sour note for that Primarina there. The Flamethrower is going to go into Venusaur again. Living on 5 HP, Venusaur, or Brute Root, I should say, comes in clutch in this battle. I can't love it enough. I love Venusaur. Although my favorite Kanto starter is Blastoise, Venusaur is a great battler overall. And so brings out Flutter Mane here. This is a big target of area of concern of mine because the sun's up, so Photosynthesis activates and its speed is heightened. That is much we know. And currently the game's in my favor right now, but easily Flutter Mane could change that around. Mickey's got 3 Pokemon left. I have my 5, but again, Entei's asleep and it didn't get that full automatic first turn of sleep, so I'm still technically only have 4 Pokemon that can battle right now. So I decided to protect Venusaur here. And ironically enough, it does not go for Dazzling Gleam. It goes for Mystical Fire and into the Venusaur slot. And so Dimmadome is going to go for Dazzling Gleam here. And let's see what happens here. Yep, Torkoal. I was shocked it did 12 HP here, but here comes a Heat Wave. Got Dimmadome down to about 1/3 of HP. It barely did a dent into Flutter Mane here. Now here's where I messed up because I really thought this is where he had neutralizing gas. So I go for Earth Power into Dimmadome, and I click Sleep Powder to try to put it to sleep, but it's faster. It's faster than Venusaur. So Torkoal goes down here. Torkoal did its purpose. It was a great battler. Set up the sun, do your thing. And then Sleep Powder. The Misty Surge protects it. So Flamethrower is going to connect into Venusaur. I probably would have been better off just attacking with Solar Beam. I definitely misread the situation of the battle. And so now I'm thinking, okay, I have 3 Pokemon that can battle and 1 that's asleep. And he's still got 3 Pokemon. This can easily change. But Light Screen's worn off. Light Screen has worn off. So I decided to go... I try to match speed for speed, so I decided to send in Walking Wake and Whimsicott. But obviously the obvious matchup is how a Flamethrower and a Dazzling Gleam could easily take out both my Pokemon. I decide to here set up a Tailwind. I want to get some speed up, and with the sun's still out and I Terra here, I can get more damage off of Hydro Seam onto Flutter Mane here to neutralize that offensive threat. Because right now, Dimmadome is not really an offensive threat to me at this point during the battle. So I decided to go into that hoping I can get a knockout here onto Flutter Mane. As you can see, we Terra Watered here, trying to boost up that power for the stab. In the sun, Hydro Seam, which Hydro Seam is such a weird but fun move to use because like it's so viable in both a rain and sun team in my opinion. But here we go, Hydro Seam into Flutter Mane, knocks it out. And that brings him down to, I think, 2 Pokemon. I'm trying to remember how the sequence of events goes. But Dazzling Gleam's out here. Isn't going to do much because we tear it into Water type. And Whimsicott is also Fairy, so it's neutral damage. But Dimmadome's back up to over half health. And Reflect's also worn off, but that doesn't really matter. But the Mist is gone. So there's that. I honestly wonder what my opponents think half the time for the battle. Because... I mean, props to Mickey. He had a great strategy going into it. I just feel like I don't really know. I feel like I read the battle a little better, but I doubled down the Zacian here, and you know, all these trainers are really great trainers. They're really strong. I was just happy to finally get a strategy going in a positive way instead of it being too little too late for me. But Mickey's going to go for his Terra here. Now, his Terra type surprised me. It was Terra Fire, and I feel like that was because of it wanted to counter Steel types, and which is really strong and smart on his part. But here we go, Moonblast. Isn't going to really do much, it's not very effective, but here comes, I mean, lower special attack, but Zacian's a physical attacker, it's not going to do much. But Hydro Steam, Terra, super effective in the sun, and gets the KO there, and pretty much we're one step closer to getting to our 5th badge at this point in time during the Paldea League Colosseum gym season. Another Dazzling Gleam here from Dimmadome, and Sunlight's gone, but it shouldn't matter. Pro Synthesis wears off, but I had the Booster Energy on Walking Wig just for this occasion, in case that were to happen and the summon to run out. But this is time for us to send Dimmadome back to the Dimmadome, back in Dimsdale, and our late screen's on, but it doesn't really matter anymore. We're just gonna. I just clicked Energy Ball. I didn't know what else to do, and then Hydro Steam into Dimmadome and just end it here. Energy Ball's gonna go first. Does not a lot of damage, but Hydro Steam should be enough for you to KO here. And with this attack right here, we secure our 5th badge. Again, great game to Mickey. Really fun battle. I mean, literally, Yawn really stopped me and made me have to think about how I can work around that. But again, props to Mickey. Great battle. Really great time. But, finally get back in the win column, and we got our 5th badge of the season. I got 3 more battles, or 3 more gyms to beat. There's a total of 10. I've beaten 5, so I have a few options to go from. Definitely trying to get back in the win column here. But make sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button for more Paldea League Colosseum battles. I really appreciate the support, and go check out the Paldea League Colosseum on Facebook as well. Until next time, peace out, nerds. Oh, and by the way, I am a shiny.